Hello Flosstube friends and welcome back to my channel. This is my Flosstube episode number 21. My name is Lauren. I am also known as Cross Stitch Bunny here on YouTube and over on Instagram. Really nice to have you all back again with me if you are returning viewers or existing subscribers, and hello if you are brand new to my channel. I assume that you have found me because you are in search of cross stitch related videos, and if that's the case, you're definitely in the right place because my channel is entirely about cross stitch. My last regular Flosstube update was on the 16th of September, so that was around 12 days ago, and this update is my end of September, my end of month update, but I am recording it a little bit early because I just know that over the next couple of days I'm going to really struggle to do that filming on either the last day of the month or the first day of the month, which is when I would usually try and film my end of month roundup. It's just not going to happen at the end of this month, so I thought I would just jump on a little bit early, because although I will still get some stitching done in the next couple of days before September is officially ended, I do have a nice amount of progress to show you. So I am very excited to say that I have 3 finishes to show you, and one is actually an FFO. I started the month of September with 22 whips on the go. I have had 1 new start that I have also finished, and I've had 2 additional finishes from my existing whips that I brought into the month, so I'm ending the month on 20 whips. And if you have watched my previous videos, you will know that my goal for 2022 is that I would like to be under 20 whips and back into the teens by the time we reach the end of the year. So I really want to be at 19 whips or less by the end of this year, going into the next year. If I can get under 19, that would be a bonus, but 19 or less is where I'm aiming to be. So the fact that we have just almost finished the month of September and I'm at 20 is really exciting, and I'm really happy about it because it's just going to give me a little bit of flexibility in that I do want to do some Halloween stitching, I do want to do some Christmas stitching, and the fact that I'm now so close to 19 whips, I will be able to have a couple of new starts as long as they're kind of not too big. So I'm thinking of having a Halloween start, a Christmas start, just with the proviso that I have to finish it. So any new starts that I'm having for those seasonal stitching pieces are going to have to be things that I can finish, so that I'm not pushing that whip count back up. So I will start off by showing you my 3 finishes. I will show you the 2 that you've seen before first, and then I will show you the one that was my new start and a finish. So first up is my Ukraine Solidarity little square. I'll give you a good view of that. So this is by the website 1 Point Mind, and I think the designer, I want to say he's called either Anthony or Anthony, I think. I should have double checked on that, I apologise, but if you visit the website onepointmind.com, this is a free pattern that was released in support of Ukraine when the war began earlier this year. I've seen a lot of other people stitch it and I finally finished mine. I think it's absolutely beautiful. Like, every part of the design and all the different colours do have a different meaning, which is all there on the website for you to read about should you want to go and take a look. I'll give you one more close-up view on that. Just beautiful. I'm really happy that this is now finished, and I stitched this on 14 count Ada, just on plain white, so that is finish number 1. My next finish I am super excited to show you, and I'm going to try and hold it against my board here so that you get a good look, but I think it's actually, yeah, it's bigger than my board, so just see. I'm going to put it on this side. I think it'll be easier for me. So here it is. So this is my happy winter elephant with all the lovely bunnies, and I am just over the moon to have finished this. I actually finished this today, just before filming this. I'm not sure if you can see, but there are many many French knots in this design, like they're all white and then mixed in with like the stitched snow. There's lots of French knots dotted around, which I did last, and that was quite epic this afternoon, or this like late morning, early afternoon, trying to finish all those. And there it is. That is my Happy Winter Elephant. And I have previously accidentally stated on my floss tube that this is a Russian pattern, and indeed it is not. It is Ukrainian, so I am really sorry for that. And I was also pleasantly surprised to realise that the designer is Ukrainian. So this pattern, if I just show you on the PDF here, it is a PDF download. Sorry for the glare, but it is a PDF download, and you can see the designer there, but it is Nadezhda Nagornaya. I'm sorry if I've not pronounced that exactly correct, but you can see it on here in any case, hopefully. And it is a beautiful pattern, and there is actually a companion piece to that pattern that I already have, which is a polar bear with, I think, the same bunnies making mischief all around the polar bear. And I fully intend to stitch that one, but I'm not starting it just yet. But eventually, yes, I will have a companion piece for this, which will be the same sort of style with all the cute bunnies, but with a polar bear as the larger animal. And the calligraphy writing on this one, as you can see, says Happy Winter, and the calligraphy writing on the companion piece says Let It Snow. So yes, I'm just over the moon with this. A lot of work and effort has gone into this piece. I started it at the end of last year. It was a lot of grey on grey doing the elephant, which was not easy at times, but I just am thrilled with the end result. I absolutely love it. I cannot stop looking at it. Yeah, I absolutely love it. And I sent some pictures of this as soon as I finished it over to my friend Sarah, who is Cross Stitch Mad Sarah on Instagram. And she said to me straight away, Lauren, you have to frame this. Like, you can't just put it in your box, like you must frame it. And I must, really. So I'm gonna have to try and find a nice frame for this. It is quite big. This is stitched on 14 count grey Aida, and the threads that I have used for this are CXC, so they are the DMC colour equivalents, but in the CXC brand, and I've had no trouble with them. I've been very happy with the coverage and with the performance of those CXC threads, and I just love him. I'm absolutely delighted with this finish. Next, I'll just find somewhere to put that. Where have I put my other finish? There. Make more sense to put them together. So the last finish, the third finish that I have to show you, was also a new start, and that is my lovely, get it, little Mill Hill ornament. So this is my Owlet, and this particular Owlet is called Kiwi, and I think she is very cute. You can see her there with the little star charm. And yes, so this was a retreat start for me. I attended a retreat, the Bee Stitchy Retreat in Solihull, which is very close to me. Like, Birmingham is the big city that is nearest to where I live. And yes, I very last minute attended the Bee Stitchy Retreat, not as a full retreat guest for the whole duration of the weekend, but very last minute I was chatting to my friend Liz, who happens to be one of the two ladies that had arranged this retreat. There's Liz and there's Nicola, who had arranged the retreat. And being that I'm so close, Liz just said to me, Lauren, just come by for the one day if you like. So I did. I went on the Saturday, and I wanted to start something to commemorate the retreat. So I started this little owl, and I bought this owl from Zarina at Hawkins Hobbies at the first retreat I ever attended back in April, but I hadn't started it, so I thought it's the perfect thing to start because I bought it at one retreat, started it at another. I must say that I didn't get a lot done on it at the retreat, at the Bee Stitchy Retreat. I was too busy talking and shopping. Too busy talking and looking at all the beautiful things that people were stitching on. There was lots of familiar faces from when I attended the No Ban retreat back in April, so that was lovely. So I didn't get much done on this at the retreat, but I did start it at the retreat. And just give you one last look. Now it is finished. And this is my first time doing one of these little ornaments, and Zarina did give me a lot of help with how to FFO it. I'm not going to go into too much detail on that at the moment, but it's basically stitched on the perforated paper that came with the kit, and then I did like a violin, like an iron violin onto the back of it, like onto the felt, sorry, and then I was able to like basically iron it so that it stuck to the felt, so my owl was stuck to the felt. It is not perfect. I did get in a bit of a muddle because at first I tried to put the violin on the back of my owl, which was not working very well for me with all like my threads and stuff on the back. It was not working. And I actually video called Zarina in the end, being like, please help me, and she did. And within like a couple of minutes with some extra instructions from her, yeah, I got it finished then a couple of minutes after video calling with her, which was really helpful. Like Zarina is so lovely and she's just so helpful. I would have been there all day trying to finish this with the violin if I had not video called her, so thank you for that, Zarina. But yes, that is finished and I absolutely love her. I'm thinking of getting one of those like ornament trees so that I can display this and others, because I will definitely be stitching more of those. On the subject of the retreat that I have just attended, like I said, I went as a day guest just for the one day, and I got there at about 10, half 10 on the Saturday morning, and about 4:30 I left. But I was there for, you know, a good chunk of the afternoon and the later part of the morning. I had a wonderful time, and I will just insert some footage that I took while I was there, just so you can have a little nosy at some of the beautiful finishes on the finish table and a little look around the room at what everyone was stitching. And it was fabulous. Like, it was an absolutely wonderful day that I had, and there was a lot going on. Obviously I was only a day guest, but they had like loads of fun stuff going on throughout the day. There were like workshops, which at the retreat that I previously attended there weren't any workshops, but at this one there were little groups of ladies going off to do various different workshops in learning how to do specific things, or like speciality stitches. I think there was like a lacing demonstration on like how to make lace, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's one of the workshops that was going on when I arrived. It was already in progress. They had loads of stuff there to shop, a fabulous like freebie table for people to exchange things that they just don't want anymore, a selling table for everyone to de-stash, and then the actual shops were there as well, like several shops, including Zarina's shop. Zarina was there again with Hawkins Hobbies. There was loads of stuff there to look at, and it was just brilliant. So I will give you a quick look. So here is some footage of the Bee Stitchy Retreat at Solihull. This was the main stitching room, and around the edges of the room were all the shops with all their stuff laid out, which was a different format to the No Ban retreat that I attended in Northampton, where the shop room was a separate room. And I think I actually preferred this. I preferred that the shops were in the same room. So some lovely stitching going on. There was big full coverages, a lot of new starts, mirabilia ladies. Everyone had different setups, different frames. I always think it's great at these retreats to see how everybody else stitches, what frames they use, what stands they use. It's just so interesting. Somebody was working on a lovely Emma Congdon piece, which she did actually finish. It was this one here. She finished that. Which is lovely. There was a lot of variety of stitching here because it wasn't a particular designer that the retreat was for. So we've got lavender and lace there. There was a lot of full coverage like Heaven and Earths. A lot of, random little bits by designers that I've not even necessarily heard of. And then you had, a lot of fancy ladies still, a lot of mirabilias being worked on, quite a few chatelaines. Just beautiful things. I just love it. I think that's my favourite part of a retreat, is seeing what everyone else is stitching, what they're working on, what their setup is. And look at the cutout detailing on that one, like that just intimidates me so much. To be able to do that. Look at that thread organisational storage, amazing. Just amazing. I think I'm just nosy, that's what it is. That's why I love these retreats so much. I just like having a good nosy at what everyone else is doing. This was Zarina's little shop table, so those are all her example ornaments for the Mill Hills, like the owl that I've just finished. And this was the finisher's table, some gorgeous things on here. So there was quite a few different things finished into small pillows, and I particularly liked the one with the raven on that should just come into view in a moment on like a lovely purple fabric. Like I love that one. That rainbow band sampler there, I can only imagine the effort that it took to stitch that onto the black background fabric. And that Heaven and Earth steam butterfly, the entire background is stitched in navy. That is not a navy fabric. Gorgeous long dog there, and the beautiful set of Royal Games stitched as a duo, which is absolutely wonderful. That is high on my to stitch list, although still behind a lot of other things. I'm not sure what piece this was here, but just gorgeous autumn colours in that piece. Just more full coverage, like beautiful, beautiful. Another one that wasn't full coverage but is still absolutely gorgeous. I love that one with the butterfly and with the flower on it. I think that is a lovely piece. It was huge. It was absolutely massive. Miss Christmas Eve here, who I've seen a number of times stitched in real life now, and I think I love her. Every time I see her, I love her even more. This beautiful chatelaine here with the toadstools on, I particularly loved. And in real life, the toadstools in the centre were amazing. Like they really looked like they were 3D and like jumping out at you. Some cute smaller finishes here. So these gnomes and this cardinal design. This Harriet Tubman design, a cute little beach hut. I don't know if that's a kit because I find that one quite familiar. I think that might come as a kit from somewhere, maybe Dimensions. More full coverage and some lovely Christmas ones here stitched as a quad. Beautiful. I just love seeing everyone else's things. And I think the last big full coverage on this table is of the cat with the broomstick. And that was amazing in real life. Like again, this overview of the table just doesn't do any of these pieces justice at all. Just absolutely stunning. So I hope that you enjoyed that little preview of the Bee Stitchy Retreat, and there is a Bee Stitchy Facebook group, so if you are interested in going to one of their future retreats, definitely go and find their Facebook page. I will link it below in the show notes. Definitely worth joining that group if you're interested in maybe attending their retreats in the future. It was just absolutely brilliant. I had a wonderful time for the few hours that I was there, and I'm sure that the ladies that were there for the entire weekend had an even more fabulous time than I did. Did get a little bit of haul there, which I have here to show you. So first up, I've got some ornament haul from Hawkins Hobbies. So sorry about the glare on these, but I got the lily pad frog, two beautiful dragonflies in different colours. I got this lovely butterfly. So this is the monarch butterfly. And there was another butterfly that I really loved that unfortunately they had run out of. But yeah, there was some lovely other bits. So I picked up this little beehive and the little mushroom toadstool house, which I think is adorable. I love this one. And then the one that I'm most excited about, that I just think is the most adorable ornament I've ever seen, is this gorgeous little bird that clearly uses wispy fluffy threads, and I just think that that one is super cute, absolutely adorable. This one looks like it also might be a little more complex to do because it's on the perforated paper, but it's on two different sheets of the perforated paper. So you've got the blue perforated paper to do the bird on, and then it looks like there will be separate brown paper in there for the branch, and then I'll have to put them both together. So yes, lots of nice new ornaments from Hawkins Hobbies, and I'm hoping that I'm going to get better with my felt finishes with these ones, because my first one was not perfect. Excuse me, I did get in a little bit of a muddle with it, although I got there in the end. But in the future, like finishing off these ones, I would like to end up with more of a felt border around it. So obviously you can see the nice lilac felt that I chose on the back, but I would really like it if there was like a border of the felt around the edges to just kind of surround the perforated paper, like, you know, not much, but I would just like a rim around the whole thing, which I didn't manage to achieve with this one. I'm going to try my best to get better at those finishes. I also got, again from Zarina at Hawkins Hobbies, this Lovebird Kit. So this is fully kitted, just another button company, and it's like a lovely cardinal sat atop a bobbin, and it's got some lovely buttons that it comes with. So it comes with like these heart buttons, and you can see that that is all kitted. So it's got all the speciality threads, all the buttons, the chart, and I'm just going to have to add fabric to that. And I just loved that when I saw it, so I grabbed that little kit. And I also added to my Mirabilia stash a little bit, so I grabbed the August Peridot Fairy, and that I bought as chart only. And then I did also grab Lady of Mystery, but I got her kitted, other than the fabric, because I want to select my own fabric, but I bought that as the chart with all the kit materials, but the kit materials are safely tucked away, and I just wanted to show you the chart, but I did get that as a kit, minus fabric. Then from the little D-stash table that people were selling, I got these 4 cute little Lizzie Kate charts. So I got warm hearts, and I got cold hands. I thought they were super cute, and unfortunately, like, I didn't realise until I'd left the retreat and come home, but if you look at the back of this, there are actually 3 patterns that you put together. Sorry, my phone's beeping, I should have put that on silent. There's 3 patterns that you put together to make this entire design up, and it's cold hands, warm hearts, and then the last one is snow love. And annoyingly, the snow love one was actually there on the D-stash table. There was the complete set of 3, but I didn't realise that you put them together to make one pattern. I thought that they were just all smalls, and so I didn't buy the other one. And I've honestly been kicking myself about it, just absolutely kicking myself that I didn't buy all 3, because I just didn't look on the back before I bought them. I didn't realise they were a set, because obviously on the front it shows them finished separately. But what I did think I might do is I might stitch the cold hands warm hearts as one single piece, but I will just have to do a little bit of an adaptation, because the snowflake here after the warm hearts is actually part of the snow love pattern, but obviously I do have 2 charted snowflakes on this one, so I'm going to have to stitch an extra snowflake on the end. And then I thought I might just take one of the trees and put like an extra tree on the end, and just to like round off the pattern and make it equal. But yeah, so I think I'm going to stitch it as cold hands, warm hearts together, but it's just really unfortunate that I left the 3rd one behind, not realising at the time that they were a set. I got this Lizzie Kate, which is Listen for Reindeer, and this is part of a much larger design. So you can see on the back that there is the entire design there, which is absolutely, which is absolutely lovely, but I don't have any of the other ones. This booklet does actually have the hang mistletoe inside it as well. I'll just show you that. So it does have hang mistletoe, but I don't plan on doing that one, I don't think. I'm just going to stitch this one as a small. I also got this Lizzie Kate. This is the last one I picked up, which is a little ornament with a reindeer on saying ho 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 holiday. And again, this is part of a much larger design, so there are all these little charts to collect to make up the one larger design, but I've only got the one, and I think it will look super cute finished as an ornament just like that. So that is all the bits that I got from the sales table and from Zarina. I did get a few bits of fabric from the D-stash table as well, and a few pieces of fabric from Kate who was there, but I think I've stashed those and I don't have them here to show you anyway, but I'm sure you'll see them at some point when I pull them out to use them. So that is all the haul that I actually physically purchased, but then I did mention there was a bit of a freebie table at the retreat, and there was a couple of Bee Bunny calendars on there, and I absolutely love Bee Bunny. I've actually forgotten to pick them up and bring them with me here to show you. I got them out ready to show them, and I've left them in the other room. But what I will do instead is just take a picture. I will pop up a picture on the screen for you to have a look. My particular favourite design is the one of Bee Bunny on a bike. But yeah, if you're familiar with Bee Bunny, like Bothy do quite a few Bee Bunny kits. My dogs are going mental because Adam has just got home, so they're very excited. Please excuse the barking and whining. Daddy is home. Hopefully they'll settle down in a minute once he said hello. So yeah, the Bee Bunny character, Bothy do some kits with that character, and then the magazines often have little designs with Bee Bunny in, and the two calendars that I picked up off the freebie table were magazine freebies originally, and I believe that they came with magazines as gifts, but somebody kindly donated those to the freebie table, and I'm going to love picking out a few designs to stitch on those. Also on the freebie table, somebody had put an LBZ clip frame, like the easy clip frames, which I absolutely love using. I have a couple of them. I love them, and I couldn't believe that there was one like brand new, boxed, not used, on the freebie table, to the point where I thought it was on the wrong table. So I picked it up and went around the whole room like trying to find out whose it was and whether they meant for it to be on the D-stash table. And the lovely lady, who I did eventually locate and find, said to me, no, it's on the freebie table, I just don't get along with it, like you're welcome to have it. She'd put two on the table, and I just couldn't believe it. So I was like, I have to give you something. So I was like, can I buy you some raffle tickets please? I think I bought her like 5 or 6 strips of raffle tickets as a thank you for having the lovely frame. And yeah, I'm just so grateful to have that, like such a generous thing to put on that table. Like, I couldn't believe it. And she said to me, I'll take them both. I said, no, I'll leave the other one behind because I'm sure someone else will love to have one or try one out. And I think someone else did pick up the other one. So yeah, just absolutely lovely. And I feel awful because I'm terrible with names. The lady's name was either Andrea or Angela, and I can't work it out in my mind. Like, honestly, I'm so awful with names. But yeah, a big thank you for that. That was just such a lovely thing for me to be able to have, and I will get so much use out of it. So that was absolutely lovely. I think that is everything that I have to show you retreat wise. Yeah, it is. So I'm just going to give you a bit of a whip go update. I haven't talked about whip go too much for a while, but just an update on that for me. My 2 calls for September were things that I had already completed, so I was literally able to tick them off and make them green as soon as they were called. I didn't actually have to do any stitching to achieve those goals, so that was great. So one of them was my goal to do any animal themed start and do 10 hours on it, and I had chosen to do my Karen Carter fish and chips design for that. So it's got birds in it, animals, birds, same thing. So I had chosen my fish and chips piece for that, and of course I finished it, and I've done way more than 10 hours on it. I think that was a finish in my last video, or possibly the one before, and that is fully fit, like it's fully stitched, completed. So that was a big tick because I'd already done my 10 hours on that. And the other call was for 10 hours on my Core e Batikor Springtime Love, I think it's called, like a big piece that I'm doing by that designer, and I've already done 10 hours on that. I have actually not worked on it much since, so I picked it up I think in February because it was very love themed. It's all pinks and hearts and cuteness, and yes, I'm pretty sure I picked that up in February and did a lot of stitching on it in the February and then put it back down. I will put a picture in for you just so you can see what the design is that I am referring to. but I have done 10 hours on that piece. So again, that was just a big tick. And I also got to tick off a third goal on my whip go, which was 5,000 stitches on my winter elephant, because of course I've shown you my elephant is finished. So yeah, I had completed that stitch goal for another 5,000 stitches and then some, because I think the 5,000 stitch goal took me up to like 11,000 stitches, and there were some 12,600 or thereabouts in that design. And of course I've done them all. So yeah, I got 3 whip go goals ticked off in September, which is great. I'm guessing the Jessie has probably released the October goals by now, being that it's the 28th, and she usually does it a few days before the start of each month. So when I finish filming this video, I'm actually going to go and check out what my October goals are, because I don't know, because I haven't checked her Instagram to see what she has posted. So I must do that and have a look. What else? So, some plans and some shout outs. As I said, my overall plan is that I would like to be under 20 whips when I enter into 2023. If I am even less than 19, then that would be a bonus if I manage to get it down further than that. But if I can just have 19 whips or less going into next year, I will be super happy. Obviously I've had 3 finishes this month, which is great. Last month I had 4 finishes, but some of those have been new starts in both months. So yeah, I'm just slowly bringing my number down, but it is quite an achievement. I feel that I'm now on 20, and there are a couple of new starts I would like to do. So I showed you that I got this Christmas book, and I definitely want to have 1 seasonal new start for Christmas. I might end up having more because I know what I'm like, but I definitely want to have 1 Christmassy start, probably in December, or I might start it in November, depending on which design I pick, just to give me more time to stitch it. But yeah, now that I've got down to my 20 whips, I'm 100% having a Halloween start, and I think that that will be my Mill Hill Halloween ornament, which is not here because it's not one that I bought recently. I got it back in April in my gift box at the retreat, but that will be my Halloween start, I think, will just be to do that little ornament. And obviously we're only a couple of days away from October, so I will be starting that one soon. And that will be my little bit of spooky stitching as a nod to Halloween. But it won't like start pushing my whip count back up because they're so small. Like I know that I'll easily finish it. You know, in a few sessions of stitching. If I'm picking it up for a couple of hours at a time, I will get the whole thing done easily within October, while still being able to stitch on my other projects. But for Christmas, I'm undecided on what I want to stitch. So I just wanted to share with you, I've bookmarked them so that hopefully I can find them fairly efficiently. There are 7 designs in this that I have ordered threads for, and the threads have all arrived. So it's literally just a matter of deciding which one. So I'm just going to show them to you really quickly, and if anybody wishes to comment and tell me which is their favourite to help me decide, that would be great. So this is design 1, which is this Merry Christmas, and it's got Santa and reindeers and what looks almost like a musical sort of little vibe going on there, like the little path that they're on, I think reminds me of like musical notes and stuff. But yeah, that one's really cute. The next one is, I'm having trouble here. I thought I'd been really organised putting in my little piece of paper, but I'm still not able to flip to them very easily. The next one is this one from the front of the book. So this is a very Merry Christmas, like a hoop design with loads of small motifs. So that is option 2. Option 3, I believe this is a Barbara Anna design. I think, yeah, this is a Barbara Anna design, and I absolutely love it. I've never stitched a Barbara Anna before, but that is this like polar bear in like a glass, like polar bear under glass. I just think that's really cute. So that is option number 3. Option number 4 is this Season's Greetings Reindeer with Presents. Option number 5 is this Merry Christmas sort of signage with pretty little hanging hearts and a little mini Santa and reindeer perched on the top. Number 6 is Santa's Clothesline, and this is in the No Snow Christmas section of the book. So there's lots of like Christmassy designs with flamingos and on beach things, and this is one of them that I loved. So it's Santa's clothes on a washing line between 2 palm trees with a beach view. And oh, I've just lost my piece of paper there. This is the last one, which is the Santa Claus crab, which you may remember if you've seen my previous episodes, was the thing that made me go out and seek this book, was that last design. But having said that, I love all 7 of those. There's more than 7 in here that I would like to stitch, but those are my favourite 7. If you have a preference and want to weigh in on which you think I should start first, please let me know. So that is my plan for Halloween, my little ornament, something from that book for a Christmas start. And for November, myself and Rogue Mama Stitcher are planning to sell a dragon. I think she may have mentioned it, like Amber may have mentioned it in her most recent Flosstube. But I have done quite a lot of bobbinating, so in the last couple of weeks my threads arrived for this and I've bobbinated them all, so I'm all ready. And I have stuck a picture, because this is a PDF chart, I have just stuck a printout picture in the box there. You won't get a brilliant view, but you can see that this is a Pancake Dragon. This is by Nadezhda. She is a Russian designer. I want to say that she's pretty sure that she is a Russian designer. But yeah, I've had quite a few of her patterns for quite a long time. And I've not done any of them yet, but she does a whole collection of dragons. I think I have 4 or 5 of them. And this is the one I'm going to stitch first. I am doing this with Rogue Mama Stitcher, so with Amber. We're going to sell it, or at least we're going to start it together, because we haven't really come up with any rules for how we're going to sell it, or like we don't have a goal or anything. We're just going to start it together and I guess see how we get on. But it wouldn't be nice to start it together. She also has her threads, and she sent me a picture. It was like yesterday or the day before, she sent me a picture of like her threads and her fabric there, and I was like, oh, can we wait? Can we wait to start it in November? But we can, because like I said, I want to do a bit of Halloween stitching. I still want to plough on with getting hopefully another finish from my existing whips. My turtle isn't too far from a finish, so I think that might be my next focus piece. But yes, if you like these dragons, it doesn't necessarily even have to be this dragon, but I said the designer does a lot of different dragon patterns. If you fancy joining us in stitching Nadezhda design and one of her other dragons, or this one, then feel free to join in. I'm sure that Amber will not mind at all either. The more the merrier. And this will be the first design that I am stitching. You can see here, I don't know if you can see, I've written on Royal Broidery threads, and I made an order for Royal Broidery, which is another brand that uses DMC equivalent numbers to make it easy to sub your threads. And they are manufactured, I think, by the same manufacturer that makes CXC threads, but CXC is like a polyester mixed thread, so it's not pure cotton, whereas the Royal Broidery are pure cotton, and they've got like a mid-range price point, so they're less than half the price, or around the half the price of DMC, depending on how many you're buying. Like the more you buy, the cheaper they are, because like the manufacturer will do discounts if you're buying them in bulk, but even if you're not buying too many of them, they work out at like less than half the price of DMC, and they're 100% cotton. So I've tried CXC, I have no issues with it. I'm enjoying using CXC. I have amassed quite a collection of CXC, and I have quite a few projects that I call like my fun projects that I have got the CXC ready to stitch with. But like for my Mirabilias and things like that, or like my Bella Filipinas, I've got a couple of other like fancy lady designs from other places. Like any of those that I've kitted up so far, I have kitted up with actual DMC. But I'm going to try these out. So yeah, I'm going to try out these 100% cotton Royal Broidery threads on this dragon, and that is the same thread that I've ordered for all 7 of those Christmas projects. So I'm going to stitch my Christmas project with it, make a start on this dragon, see how I get on, see what I think of them, and at some point I will report back with like a comparison of DMC versus Royal Broidery versus CXC with my thoughts on that. But if I do get on with these and if they're nice, then I think I would consider maybe kitting up some of my fancier projects with these in the future if they are as good as I hope they're going to be. And like I said, they're 100% cotton, so I'm really interested to try out these threads. I think that is all my immediate plans. Do I have any shout outs to do? I do. So Anita the Violet Stitcher, it is going to be her birthday very soon. I believe she has an October birthday, and she is looking for some help in choosing what her birthday new start should be. So if you are not familiar with her channel or you've just not caught up with her most recent episode, do head over to her YouTube and have a little watch and see what the options are for her birthday new start. She's put up some really nice options and she is asking for help with which one to pick. My vote is for her Dragon Beauty pattern, which is like a gorgeous dragon with a beautiful flower. I think that one's lovely, but she has some other really interesting projects that she's toying with the idea of starting, and yes, she wants some help, so do head over there and check her out. New to me on Flosstube, so a Flosstuber that I have only recently started watching is Maxine at Nightmare Before Stitchmas. I stumbled across her on Instagram quite a while ago, and I think I've been following her on Instagram for quite a while, but I didn't actually realise that she had a Flosstube. I don't know how I missed that. But I've been enjoying catching up on all her episodes, and she does have quite a few episodes, but not so many that you can't catch up fairly quickly, and I have enjoyed over the past few weeks just getting up to date. So I've watched her from number 1 all the way to her most current episode, and as you might tell from her name, she does a lot of spooky stitching. So for Maxine, it seems that she does Halloween stitching all year round, mixed in with like a few other things, but it is mostly Halloween stitching. And whilst I'm not like a massive Halloween stitcher myself, I think I've only ever done one Halloween project, which is my little ghost and pumpkin patch piece that I did last Halloween, and I'm partway through my witch that I started last year but didn't manage to finish. So yeah, I'm not a huge Halloween stitcher, but I really love Halloween patterns, so I very much enjoy watching other people stitch all the spooky things. And then like I am going to try and do a few more spooky stitches. I do have a couple of patterns that I have bought, and I have a few of the Halloween magazines on my Readly subscription or Readly subscription I have, that's got like loads of the back issues for like Cross Stitcher and World of Cross Stitching. There's like a whole back catalogue going back like 10 years or maybe more. And it also has a lot of those special editions of like the Halloween magazines and things like that. So I have a lot of Halloween patterns that I can choose from just from there. And then I also have quite a few others, like I have some little charts that I've bought here and there. I know that My Lovely Embroidery, who is a Ukrainian designer who designed the Easter primitive that I stitched not long ago, she has a cute little Halloween pattern with like a bat who's holding, I'm really sorry about the dogs, we're just going to ignore them. She has a really cute pattern of a bat that's like holding a pumpkin filled with candy, I think it is, and I've got that pattern from her Etsy, so that's another one that I want to do at some point. But yes, Maxine does all the spooky stitching. She has some lovely projects, and she also just likes autumn, I think, as a season, and I think she's recently started the Cricket Collection October like monthly piece, which I love. I don't think I will ever stitch any of the Cricket Collection monthly pieces, but I do like their seasonal spring, summer, autumn, winter charts, and I would like to do those at some point, and the monthly ones are in the same style. So it's like the writing and then with little emblems and little small like characters that represent that particular month or that particular season. But yeah, Maxine is currently stitching the October one. I'm really looking forward to seeing how she finishes it. And my last shout out is for Amy Lauren at the Nifty Stitcher. So she's on Instagram and she's also recently started a Flosstube. So I think she has 4 or 5 episodes to date and I've watched all 5. She does some absolutely lovely stitching and I love watching her. Like, she's got a really calming voice. Like, I love her voice. I love just listening to her. It's really, really calm, relaxing watching. She's got some nice projects. She stitches quite a few Disney things, like she does like Disney, and what else? And she's got some Christmas things on the go, so I'm pretty sure she's doing like a Christmas pudding recipe stitch at the moment, which might be an Emma Congdon. I could be completely wrong, but I want to say that it is an Emma Congdon design. And then she's also doing a snowman piece, I think. I hope I'm not getting my Flosstubers mixed up here. I'm pretty sure that those are all her current projects. But yes, definitely worth heading on over if you like Disney, if you like Christmas stitching especially. She's got lots of that going on at the moment. That is everything from me, I think. Hopefully this is a tiny bit shorter than usual. Maybe I've managed to keep it to around 40 minutes. We will see when I edit it out. Although by the time I've added in, just thinking aloud, by the time I've added in the little retreat snippet that I wanted to show you, it probably will end up closer to an hour, won't it? Before I sign off, I've forgotten to show you one project and I've just spotted it out of the corner of my eye. So I've shown you my 3 finishes. What I didn't show you is just my 9 jars Sal. And so yeah, I've only worked on 4 projects since I last saw you. 3 of them are the ones that are finished, but this was the 4th one. And my 5th jar was this one here, which was the presents under the Christmas tree jar. And this is a Susan Bates pattern, which should be drilled into your memory by now because I'm showing this on every single episode because it is being stitched as a Sal, but I love it. Those are my 5 jars. This is the Christmas pudding jar up here in this space, which I think I'm going to save till last. And the next part of this Sal starts today. It is the 28th, so this is your reminder that jar 6 starts today. You've got 18 days to stitch your jar 6, whichever one you are choosing, and I'm definitely going to do one off the bottom row. I'm not sure which one, but I'm not doing that top one. That one is going to be my last jar. Yes, I'm pretty sure that the Christmas pudding one, just from looking at the chart itself, is my favourite. I don't even like eating Christmas pudding, but I just like that jar. So that is the one that I'm saving till last, and I do promise I will share some updates of everyone else's 9 jar Sal progress in my next episode. I know that in my last episode I said it would be in episode 21, but with adding the little retreat segment in to show you, I just don't want to make this video too long. But I absolutely promise that in my next episode I will put progress up and share the updates that you guys have been sharing too. So that is everything. I'm glad I remembered to show you my jars there and that I spotted them. I hope that you all get some absolutely lovely stitching done. I'm not going to include a life update, although I do have some life update, but again, I will save that for next episode because I just think that otherwise this one is going to be a little bit long. And take care everyone. I will see you mid-month in October. Bye for now. Bye.